Hello and welcome to your daily love message from your person. My name's Liz and this is Guided by Angels. And I'm going to bring in 2 decks of cards for this reading today. We're going to bring in the Naked Truth Twin Flame Soulmate cards and the Roses in Love Oracle. So what does your person want to say to you? What's on their mind? And if you would like a personal reading with me, you can reach out to me at guidedbyangelsreadings@gmail.com. So thank you, angels. What's on their mind today? Wow, look at this. I want to rebuild our connection. Absolutely. They want to rebuild with you. They want to make something happen. So, yeah, there's fear around that. Fear around that because that's what they want. They may not know how to do it, though. And that's why I'm bringing in the Naked Truth cards. So what do they want to say? Straight out. Wow, okay. So they're saying to you, no matter what's gone on, no matter what's going on, no matter what the circumstances are, no matter how things seem to be, they want to rebuild the connection. They want to do that. They want to rebuild it. They want to make it right. They want to make it better. So rebuilding is like something gets knocked down and then it gets rebuilt better, stronger. So think about the foundation crumbling and then it being built on a stronger, more solid groundwork, a more solid foundation. So this is like what was washed away is now being rebuilt the right way. So it's like if they feel like they've done something the wrong way, they want to go about things the right way. They want to take the honouring path to you. They want to make it right with you and they want to stay with you. So when you rebuild, they want to reconnect and they want to sort things out and clear the air and make it right with you. But I'm seeing this more about a rebuilding for the future. They want to come back and stay around you. They don't want to just come back to you and then make up with you and then go away again, because then they'll have to come back in later down the line and do the whole thing again. So, and I spoke about this in the earlier reading about repeating cycles. You know, what we do on this journey is sometimes we'll go through a certain amount of time together and then you go your separate ways to learn separate lessons and then you come back together again. And that's when you're given an opportunity to either heal and move forward in union, or you perhaps make some more mistakes, have to learn some more lessons, go through a few more things, and then you go your separate ways again. But it's inevitable that you're going to go through the door again at the top of the stairs and come back together, and this can continue. So for those of you who know what I'm talking about, you, and if you've had numerous times in your journey with your person where you've had separation, so you've come together, then you've gone your own ways again, or perhaps you've come back into contact and then you've gone into no contact again, it's because there's been more to learn or more to do. And eventually that will stop and you'll stay together when you've learned what you need to learn, when you're both ready, when it's fully in alignment. And I feel that's what's happening now. It's like you're getting ready for the full alignment so you can stay together in union and not go your separate ways again. And this is why they know that they want to rebuild it with you. They want to make it right with you. Yes, because they feel they've made mistakes and messed up and they could have done things differently, but because they want to build a life with you. I didn't know what love felt like until you came along, and they're saying that to you. You know, until they perhaps felt love was a certain way, especially if they've had previous relationships, previous commitments, marriages, circumstances, and they thought that's how life was. And it's really shown them that what they were doing was settling for something. So many of them feel like they've settled for something, or they were settling for something until you came along. And you know how that feels, because you may feel exactly the same. Like, oh, I thought that love was like this or that, and then there was you. It's like you meet each other or you come back together and everything changes. So when you meet for the first time, everything changes. It really is like, and then there was you. Oh, you're a turning point. You wake me up. You change me. And when you come back together, when you've had periods apart, you recognise, or really you remember how powerful the love is. And it's like it brings you back to life. It resuscitates you. Especially if you got involved in karmic cycles and you kind of forgot what the power of the love was like, even though it's always within you. You know, sometimes you go into your own pain, or we go into a denial in a way, so we get involved in other things, or we get distracted by other things, and then when you come back together, you're reminded again of how powerful the love is. But your person is saying that to you, I want to rebuild our connection because it could never be with anyone else what it is with you. And I want to experience love with you. So they want to make it right for that reason. I feel empty without you. Why? Because with you, it's right. With you, it's how it should be. And when they're not with you, they feel that void just like you do. Obviously, you learn as a divine feminine to fill up your own cup, but from their perspective, they feel the void always. It's always there because they don't quite know how to fill up their own cup, or they try and do that with exterior things or things in their ego, physical things, whereas you work on spiritual practices. Now, I'm not saying they're all like that. Many of the masculines are spiritually aware, and they will do things such as meditation or exercise or spiritual practices, but you know how to do it in a more fulfilling way because you're working on mission, you're being authentic. Many of them aren't authentic because they're wearing masks. So obviously they're authentic about the love and they're authentic in the way they feel about you, but if they're wearing a mask, then they're not really being true to themselves. So they're saying, I feel empty without you because you've shown me what love is and what love should be like, and now nothing will ever be the same again. And that's why they want to rebuild with you. And with them because I couldn't have you. So some of them rebounded to someone else because they couldn't perhaps be with you. Now, I'm feeling a few things from this. So the first thing is, if you went your own ways at the beginning and they jumped into a relationship, and maybe that's what trapped them. Maybe they've been in that relationship for a long time and they didn't know how to get out of it. It was because they felt like they couldn't have you for some reason. So maybe you did go into your separate ways. You were perhaps in something else and they felt like they couldn't have you. So they stayed where they were, and now they know they need to change that. And life has this way of showing us the truth. And that's really what they are being shown now. For some of you, you could have moved on, or you could have been with someone else or done other things, and they felt like they couldn't have you, so they rebounded into something else. So it depends on your journey, where you are and what's happened between the two of you over the amount of time you've been on this journey. But they are saying, the reason I'm with them, and it could be friends, it could be family around them, it could be a karmic person or partner, is because they feel like, or they felt like at the time they couldn't have you, so they tried to replace you, or they tried to distract themselves, and then they got stuck in cycles or trapped in situations, and then they're realizing, what am I doing? So they want to rebuild with you because they want to end whatever they're in with karmic people. They want to be where they belong, and they're realizing this more and more. Yeah, I'm only staying here for my kids. So I definitely feel that I'm connecting with, in this particular card, someone who got involved in a karmic relationship for the wrong reasons because they thought, right, I'm going to rebound, I can't have you, so I'm going to go into this other situation. Or maybe they felt that's what they had to do for their family, or there could have been an arrangement or something else, and then they got kids. And obviously the reason they went into that situation, it was all part of the plan anyway, because they were meant to have those children. Or maybe you got children as well, and you were staying there for the children. But they said, I'm only staying here for my kids, nothing else, I'm making my way out. So they recognise there's no love between them and the karmic partner, or no real love, not real passion. They may be friends, they may get on, but it's more like a sibling connection, more like brother and sister, or sister and sister, brother and brother. There's no passion or fire, but they're staying there for responsibility and duty, and they feel that they've got to change that now. They're recognising this. I recognise I only stayed for the children, or I recognise I stayed for the wrong reasons, or I recognise I rebounded with that person because I couldn't be with you. And you might think, well, they couldn't be with me because of what they said. You may feel like there's no reason why they couldn't be with me at the time. But remember, it's all about divine timing and growth. But in their mind at the time, they may have felt like they couldn't be with you because they weren't ready to be, or you were with someone else, or it just wasn't the right time, or whatever the reason was, it doesn't matter. They are admitting now what they did, and they're really kind of saying to you, the grass wasn't greener there, so I know I need to change things. I'm only staying for the children or the grandchildren, or because society thinks that's what I should do. And they're saying, I'm going through a lot right now. So they're definitely going through tower moments, chaos, upheaval. Things are shifting in their reality to bring them to the awareness of what they need to do so they can rebuild a life. And that's why in the early reading it said, I need more time. It's all about divine timing. They're saying, I'm going through a lot right now. I need space and time to gather my thoughts. So they are working out what they need to do. They are gathering their thoughts about this situation. So if you're seeing squirrels, that's another sign of gathering thoughts, gathering resources, gathering an understanding, understanding what plans they need to put into place and what they need to do. So I'm going through a lot right now. So this is also why it's so important that you focus on yourself, give back to you, and then you don't feel like anything is missing, or you don't judge them or blame them for the time they're taking. Because they're saying, I hate that I hurt you, and they know they hurt you and they don't want to let you down anymore. They're saying, I want to rebuild with you because I don't want you to hurt anymore. I don't want to be the cause of your pain. You didn't deserve hurt. You didn't deserve this. Please don't blame yourself. It was my fault. Now, obviously, don't blame them, because that just puts you into a cycle of blame and judgment. But from their perspective, they're saying, I realise it was my fault. I run from you. I hid from you. I jumped into other things to be away from you. And then I got trapped in those things. And now I'm finding a way out. And that wasn't your fault. Because you might think, well, hang on a minute, do they think it's my fault why they distracted themselves with someone else? Or did they feel like I wasn't ready for them, or I was busy with other things? Why? So you can't blame yourself. Forgive yourself for everything and rise, and understand what they're really saying is, I'm taking responsibility for my part in the journey. Just like you, Divine Feminine, have to take responsibility for your part in the journey. If we point fingers, it doesn't work. And they may have done that in the past at you, and that doesn't work. They want to rebuild the connection with you. And this is how the connection is going to rebuild, through letting go of all the blame and all the pain, and focusing on peace and focusing on love and recognizing everything happens for a reason. And that's why it's so important and interesting to look at the earlier concept. So if I bring that card out, I can just show you, because I've still got the deck here from earlier. This is the card I was talking about, and ultimately this leads to this, okay, which is the togetherness. So if you want to know what I'm talking about here, just check out the earlier reading I did. But this is showing you, and I love how both images are very similar with the heart as well. So again, it's the power of the love. It's about coming back together. It's about union, but it's about reunion, to come together. So it's like you go up your path and they go up their path, and you both learn your lessons separately. And then you come back through these doors, and this is where you end up again. So you get given a second chance, a third chance, a fourth chance, a 50th chance, until you get it right. And you could also see this as other lifetimes as well. You know, going through other lifetimes until you get it right. And every time you ascend as a soul, you get stronger, you get more wise, you get more powerful, you get more in tune with each other. But ultimately, this is when you went your way and they went their way, and on their way, they may have got involved with someone, they may have had children, and you may have done that too. But they went their way to learn their lessons, and now they're realising and recognising they don't want to be over there. They don't want you to be there. They want to be with you here at the start of a new journey with you. And that's what they're dealing with. So they are going to rebuild with things with you. That's what they're currently thinking about and focusing on, especially if they're in things and they need to release things. They need space to work out what to do. And if they have got kids, that's what they're staying for. So understand that. Recognise that's why. Many of them will be thinking about Christmas time, getting through Christmas time, and then making a big change, because Christmas time really is round the corner, and that's all for the children. So they may be thinking, right, I'm going to keep the peace over the Christmas period, and then in the new year, I'm going to make a big change because I want to rebuild with you where I couldn't have before, and now I know that we can. I hope this helps. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.